ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents. My, we got a lot to talk about. Got a little bit of Johnny Gill, Shy Lights, Temptations, OJs, and a bunch of others gonna be playing in my background. And my hope is that y'all gonna sit back and join this trip with me. Now we got, like I said, a lot to talk about. So the first thing I want you to do before you do anything else, because y'all, I'm tired of commercials. I don't mind advertisement, okay? But if you notice, I tell you, I don't advertise. I don't advertise my channel. I don't promote my channel. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Got to turn the volume up, make sure that we ain't got no problem, because some people been having problem with the volume. Ladies and gentlemen, it's because I use different apparatus to record. So sometimes I use the headset that I'm using now, or sometimes I will use the Bluetooth speaker that's playing in the background. See, that sound you're hearing right there, that's a Bluetooth surround sound speaker. Or sometimes I won't use a headset at all. Then there are 4 different devices that I use. So I apologize. The different devices don't all sync with YouTube or with the video recording software. Apologize in advance. Anyway, I don't like commercials, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stand them because somebody's trying to convince me that I need something that I don't need. Convince me that I want something that I don't want. Convince me that I have to have something that I ain't got. So, puretuber.com has an APK. This is for Android devices. I don't know if they make it for Mac. I haven't been to the site to check it out. But that's where you're going to go. You're going to type it in, puretuber.com, pure, P-U-R-E, tuber, T-U-B-E-R, okay? puretuber.com. And no ads. It lets you play things in the background, and it allows you to download. That's right, you heard me. I said download videos. And it downloads pretty quickly. I already have it, so I don't need to download it. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, just to let you guys see how simple it is. Thing that should be you. That's Johnny Gill, y'all. And now we're going to go. Leave your side. Peaches and herb. Not herb, herb. The H is silent. E-R-B, herb. Matter of fact, it reminds me of the guy who started Herb Magazine, E-R-B Magazine. Or was it U-R-B? No, it was U-R-B. Either way, Mr. Raymond went to school with that young man. Did all right by himself, I think. Anyway, let's continue. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let that download in our background because that's not the subject of our conversation today. Let me get that out of the way and let me slide all the way on down here. Get out of the way. Don't want to see y'all. Okay, hold on. And uno más. As you see, it's a lot of stuff. Wait a minute. That can't be the last one. I think my computer, my top, okay, that is the last one. So there's something wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be discussing right now is sole proprietorship. So we're going to go back and we're going to get off of that screen so that we can get here. And we're going to do sole proprietorships filing with the IRS. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have heard us say many times that the government gave you a corporation. Not at your birth. When you applied for a Social Security card, that's when your name started being in all capital letters officially. They gave you a corporation. They gave you an EIN number. That also has a capacity as an exemption account. It also has a capacity as a social security number. It also has a capacity as an EIN number. Now, if you don't believe me, IRS EIN application. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go look at the 1040. 1040 can be utilized for filing for sole proprietorships. Many of you who have done PPPs or who are gig workers and all of that, you already understand this. But the 1040 IRS taxpayer filing form has always been there for individuals filing as a sole proprietor. Okay? You don't need to, ladies and gentlemen, you do not need to file for a sole proprietorship EIN. Well, technically, hold on. Let me explain this so that you guys understand. Those of you who have 98 series numbers or EIN numbers, let's do this way. If you did your declaration of trust document, did a video on it, go watch it, declaration of trust. If you did a declaration of trust document, you can open up a bank account. You don't need the paper from the IRS. You just need the EIN number and a declaration of trust letter. Real simple. Okay? All right. You'd go ahead and delete them files then. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you created your declaration of trust document for your trust agreement, which is your bond agreement. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta pause myself right there for a second so that you guys understand. We're working on the new setbacks. I probably will be beyond the 15th. I'm trying not to be beyond the 15th because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be also creating surety bonds. Now, when I say creating surety bonds, we're not going to be the surety bond company. You're actually going to be insured by a company. However, we're not going to make a profit off of doing that. Or there will be an administrative fee. The fee for the bond is the fee for the PAC itself. So the PAC and the surety portion of the bond will all be included in one. Okay, so yours will be an actual bond. Eventually we'll attach the tax credits. But at the beginning, you'll already be bonded. It'll already be a bond. An actual surety bond. I just need you all to be patient with me because, as I said, these SAT packs are going to be different than the previous SAT packs. Why? Well, education is one thing. Number two is they can't be the same. That will take away from the value of the first SAT packs. Okay? I like this song, y'all. You guys know the song? That's the way I like it. Oh, come on now. Rick James! You and I, we go together. I'm sorry. It brings back a whole lot of memories. I know y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to my boy Ricky James. Y'all see what I'm talking about. All right. For the time period that this young man was around, he was more unique than anybody could ever say. That's why when he came out, there was nobody like him. And that's why he acted the way he did, because he realized how unique he was. And it took people several decades to realize how unique this man was. But those people in the community, those people in the R&B world knew how unique Rick James was. Yes, they made fun of him for calling females this or that, but I'm not talking about that extracurricular stupidity. Okay, I ain't talking about that. All right, let's go ahead and finish with our sole proprietor. Now you see how quickly this thing downloaded, okay? And I'm tethering. And this is me letting you know that if you go to the site, you're not pulling up a virus. Okay, because many of you ain't never been to puretuber.com. And so you don't know whether or not it works or anything. So let's open it. Now it's going to have you scroll through 3 little frames. Got to give it a moment. You know, it doesn't take much to make me happy. It makes me smile and glee. Never ever will I feel discouraged. Hey, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is what we do here. We take people back, but a lot of y'all ain't into it. You don't know the music, and I understand. But you notice I play a variety. Today we gonna do the R&B. See that start button? This is the first things that come up, okay? So what I want to do, where's my search bar? On my other one, the search worked. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna see. Oh, that's right. It does give you the capabilities of logging in. I forgot about that. See, the other one I told you about, VanceTube, it doesn't give you the capabilities of logging in. But this one will let you log in. Okay? All right. Now, we're going to leave that alone because this ain't a video on puretuber.com. So let me turn down my girls in the background because I love me some emotions. And it could be the best of... Oh, this is Goku. If you guys don't know who Goku is, it's from Dragon Ball Z. Z. And he's Goku, who has a son named Goten and Gohan. He also has a friend named Quilla, and he has Mr. Popo and Vegeta. Kakarot, what are you doing? Oh, come on, Kakarot. I'm sorry. I used to be a fan of Dragon Ball Z. It sounds like you still are. Nope. Haven't watched it in years because I can't watch it anymore. I've watched it so many times that it's drilled into my inner corpora malleolo ossicito. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention about Schedule C 1040 SR. Profit and loss from businesses, sole proprietorship. Profit and loss from businesses, sole proprietorship. I keep telling people, have you ever heard somebody tell you, man, you need to mind your own business? Each one of you guys have your own business, and you never really realized it. But you say it to people all the time. Man, that's my business. What you doing in my business? Okay? Would you stay out of my business? We document all the time that we have a business, and yet we don't acknowledge it. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't heard these versions before. Okay? When will I see you again? Now, if you guys don't know this song, I know this song. When will we share Precious Moments. That's what the song is called, you guys. Precious Moments. Will I have to wait? I am so glad that the Emotions just played because they did Precious Moments. Okay? Precious Moments is one of those timeless songs. Okay, let's get back to our sole proprietorship. Schedule C form. There we go. We're going to look at it this way. Now, Schedule C for sole proprietorships. Each one of you already have a business. It's just you haven't been filing as a sole proprietorship, where you should have been filing as a sole proprietorship. Why? Because you get to document your losses, ladies and gentlemen. But you haven't been doing it. Look, tax guide for small businesses for individuals who use Schedule C or CEZ. That's about publication 334. The IRS is not the villain, everyone. It's your fault for not knowing that there's a form for that. Just like on a cell phone, there's an app for that. Well, there's a form for that. And you guys have not been documenting your assets, your losses properly. See, U.S. income tax return for estates and trusts is the 1041. Many of you have established estates, many of you have established trusts, but you haven't filed the 1041. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the right to sit up here and file, if you're going to be filing taxes, the right way. The IRS can't tell you how to file. Well, if you file this, then you must file this. That's fine. But once you get your tax agent and you file appropriately, correctly, then you don't have any problems. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I could care less about taxes. I told you. I want you to understand. I haven't filed taxes since 1994. Okay? 1994. That's almost 30 years. Okay? Almost 30 years ago was the last time I filed taxes. Oh, they gonna come after you? No, they not gonna come after me. They can only come after me if I'm a taxpayer. I wasn't a taxpayer. My corporation is a taxpayer, but I'm not a taxpayer. However, I just filed for 2017, 2019. I got to file for 2018 and 2000. I filed for 2017 and 2019. I got to file for 18 and 20. And I haven't done those yet. But of course, I'm going to be utilizing the accrual method. Okay? Why? Because that's the only way I can file taxes. And I have to notify the IRS because the person who filed my taxes did not put the accrual method, they put the cash method because they simply didn't know. But I have no problem with doing a corrected filing because it was just done. I have no problem with doing a corrected filing. But here's the thing so that you guys will understand, because many of you guys are not getting it. So let's break it down. Ladies and gentlemen, each one of you were given a corporation when you were given a Social Security number. That's what you were applying for. You were asking for permission to file your taxes as a corporation because you were going to start utilizing a corporation. Your parents were setting you up to run your own business. You go to school to learn how to work. You don't go to school to get educated. If you thought that's the reason people go to school, then you have misunderstood the entire game. People do not go to school to get educated. People go to school to learn how to function in society, how to function in a work and social environment. That's why on the job, people are referred to as socializing on the job. These are not my words. I didn't make these words up. So you go to work to socialize and to complete tasks. That's why you, in elementary school, what do they teach you? Basic skills. English, mathematics or arithmetic, and reading comprehension. Just the way it is. Then when you get to high school, they teach you how to multitask. That's right. You go from one part of the job to the next part of the job to the next part of the job, and then they change subjects on you to see how well you can handle change. Because after a certain period of time while you're on the job, what happens? Will they not move you to another position? Will you not get promoted? That's what going from the 6th grade to the 9th grade to the 9th grade to the 10th grade to the 10th grade to the 12th grade, from the 12th grade to college. Now in college it's advanced. Now they're teaching you without having somebody supervise you, like a counselor or dean or, superintendents, and hovering over you talking about where you going, what class are you in right now. That doesn't happen to you in college. No, in college you get to go wherever you want. And if you fail to make it to class and you don't pass the final exam, then you get to have said, man, I wasted all that money for nothing. Because that's what it will boil down to. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have tax credits, file your taxes the correct way. You're a sole proprietorship. Assign your tax credits to your sole proprietorship. Get a bank account. Do everything through the bank account. Now, if you set up your trust the correct way and you do your declaration of trust and you have your EIN number and it's in the all caps name, it doesn't matter if it's your personal all caps name or somebody else's all caps name. Okay? As long as it's your corporation and you set up a bank account, you'll have a debit card for that corporation. Now, when you go to Home Depot, Walmart, any of these big box stores, improvement stores, you tell them, hey, I need to set up a merchant account because I'm an exempt organization. They won't ask you for no exemption papers. You don't need none. But just in case, sorry about that it flipped upside down. I have it on my lap. Just in case, watch this, y'all. EXEMP exemption form. Marvin, how many times you did a rendition of this song? How many times he gonna be singing about mothers and brothers and sisters here today? Picket lights, picket signs. Don't punish me. What brutality? Sorry, we're waiting for this to pull up, so I figured I would figure out what Marvin is talking about because he wants to know what's going on. I gotta step away from the phone and everything for a second, so y'all have to excuse me. Gotta not trip over cords and everything. All right, we have a bunch of grasshoppers, and it was on the screen door, and I couldn't tell if he was on the inside or the outside, because this is the insect capital of the world. Lord have mercy. Hold on. I'm still waiting for it to pull up. And I don't know why it's taking so long, because it wasn't taking this long a second ago. It is probably because the unit that I'm using, the tether, doesn't have a very good signal right now. Let's see if we can pause ourselves. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? We're going to pause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And notice this. We have an application to adopt. Application to change accounting. The 3115. Exempt organization form and instructions. We have the 5227 split interest. We don't care about those. Okay. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who've been applying for exemptions with the IRS, you've been missing one thing. There is a filing fee. There is a filing fee. Okay, it's called a fee schedule. The IRS has a fee schedule. If you have filed documents with the IRS in the past and they have not responded, the reason why they have not responded is because you did not take care of the fee schedule. You see, they have a fee schedule. You have to go to the IRS fee schedule to see if there is a fee schedule for your particular corporation. So now, watch this. Watch there. We don't want to go to application for recognition of exemption. Applying for exempt status. Exempt status, all of you should be reviewing this. You don't need to be a 501c anybody to be exempt. Charitable, religious, and education organization. You need to fill out a form 1023. 1023. Okay? Then for other nonprofit exempt organizations under 501As, exempt organizations need to always do a 1023 or a 1024. Always. Okay? So, for those of you who want to know how to make your so-called corporation, sole proprietorship, or that, trust, a non-profit organization that has exempt status, then these are the forms that are made available. So all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is say, hey, Google, I got a question for you. And Google gonna say, here's a search bar. Put it in the search bar. You be like, hey, thanks, Google. I appreciate that. That's what Google gonna do for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want to try to tell you. You all have a corporation. You all have a sole proprietorship. You just ain't been utilizing it the correct way. I told this in a consult with somebody the other day. You know what he did before our consult? Because I gave him 30 minutes. Then I gave him almost an hour and 30 minutes. Gave him an hour and 25 minutes on the last conversation, the official consult, and then he gets another 30 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I told him, I said, look, you want to gain control of the securities held in your account. So I took him to the code, 363.6. And he went to the code, and he says, hey, it says right there, the treasury has the answers. I said, that's what I've been trying to tell you. He says, well, how do I get the treasury to tell me without the treasury sending my letter back as garbage? I said, you have to do something that the treasury has to respond to. He says, what's that? I said, you have to file a FOIA request. He says, FOIA? Why I gotta send them FOIA? What, they really like aluminum that much? I said, not a FOIA request, a FOIA request. He said, what's a FOIA request? I said, a FOIA request is a request for information. He said, well, why I gotta do that? I can just ask them. I said, no, there's been times when I lost. I'm sorry. I said, no, you can't do it that way. I said, you have to follow their policies and ask for information their way according to their procedures, because you're walking into their house and you have to follow their rules when you're in their house. He said, you know, that makes sense. I said, I've been trying to make sense all this time. He says, well, how do I do a FOIA request to the Treasury? I said, you just ask Google. And Google, sure enough, he went to Google and typed it in and said, there it is right there. I said, well, no. You can't just go to any answer. I said, you have to go to the answer to your question. I said, look at that answer. He says, okay. I said, is that the question you asked Google? He said, no, that's not the question I asked Google. Yes, that's the question Google is answering. You don't want that one, because Google give you millions of different answers. No, you want the specific answer to your specific question. So don't just settle for any website, any answers, settle for exactly what you want. He says, okay, I'll settle for exactly what I want. I said, what does he want? I want to know how to do it for you with the Treasury. And I want to know how to do it the right way. There it is right there. See it right there? Do it for you with the Treasury. USTreasury.gov/FOIA. Ooh-wee, there it is right there. All right. I said, see how they tell you everything you must do and you can't do? I said, but they also tell you we ain't going to answer these type of questions. They have it right there, what they ain't going to answer. So now you have to make sure your questions fall within their governing guidelines. He said, ooh, man, thank you very much. Oh, I just needed that. I don't know if I ever would have figured that out on my own. I said, well, what you were doing is you were looking for stuff, but you weren't getting the right answers because you were going after just any old response they gave you that looked like it was the answer to your question, or they made it seem like it was more interesting. I said, that's just to throw you off. Google does that to people on purpose. See, it's trying to get rid of the riffraff. Riffraff? The shenanigans. Shenanigans? That's right, shenanigan riffrafters. Okay? Because it ain't got time for the shenanigans. You know what? It's playing My for the second time. I think this is the original version of My. The first one was a concert version of My. Now, if you ain't never heard My before, that's My in our background, ladies and gentlemen. And he talks about red dress, and talks about high heel shoes, and he talks about lipstick that sure look good. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's get back to our conversation, ladies and gentlemen. That gentleman understood finally that in order for him to understand how to gain control of the securities in his account, after he got his SAT pack and took care of documenting on the public record who he was, where he be, that he needed to contact the treasury now. That we couldn't do that for him, although we could, that we needed him to now take care of that part, because that's where the education is. Because see, now nobody else can tell him that he doesn't have the right to gain control of the securities held in his minor account. You see, as I explained to him, I said, when you contact the treasury, you're contacting them regarding your account. When you contact your phone company, you don't ask them, hey, I need to know about such and such and such and such's account. No, they ask you, what is your account number? What is your account password? What is your account email address? What is your account number? These are the questions that they ask. They don't ask you, hey, what's the name of that account that John gave you last week? They don't ask you those type of questions. They always ask you about your account. You go to the DMV, they ask you, what is your driver's license number? Yours, not theirs. Social Security Administration, what's your Social Security number? Ladies and gentlemen, these are accounts that are being held by minor custodians in your behalf and in your name, in the name of your corporation. So, again, you have assets. You have accounts. You just need to know how to access them. You need to know how to utilize the research. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you see this right here? This right here talks about exempt organizations. So, exempt your organization. Register it the proper way. Proper way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that some of you will understand what's being said in this video. I'm hoping that the information will prove to be beneficial and vital. Let's get back to why we were doing this video in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, you were given a gift, a corporation. It's just that they stopped telling you how to operate that corporation. So sole proprietorships get to write off their business losses. So let's put that in there. Hold on. No, it's not gonna let me do it because I'm using a microphone with the recording. So S-O, that's not an O, L-E. Now, I'm gonna do it this way. Hold on. We gotta do it that way. And because we got sole proprietorship with the IRS, okay, what we're gonna do. Oh, come on. Sorry. Okay. We don't want how to file taxes. Okay. Now, can a sole proprietor carry forward losses? In general, you can carry back a net operating loss for up to 2 years, preceding the loss, allowing you to file amended returns for those years and get some money back. Or carry forward a loss for up to 20 years after loss, allowing you to reduce your taxable income for those future years. That's for sole proprietorships. Now, is anybody else telling you all this? Is anybody else giving you this information? Okay, NOLs, net operating loss. You're going to see that a lot. Net operating loss. Now, notice it says carry back or carry forward. I don't want to carry back, and I don't want to carry forward. I ain't met neither one of those carries. I met Drew Carey. Oh, you ain't met Drew Carey. Oh, you're right, I ain't met Drew Carey. But, I was just playing on the word carry. Okay? There's a horror film called Carry. I don't watch that stupid... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, net operating loss for sole proprietorship, small businesses. Okay? Carry back, carry forward. Net operating loss carryovers allow proprietors to apply the loss to a different tax year to deduct the loss or reduce the income for that year. Many of you are being told by the IRS that you owe taxes for this year, that year, that year, this year, that year, this year, this year, that year. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, okay, watch this. We're not going to do carry forward for sole proprietorship because remember, sole proprietorship still a corporation. Okay, carry forward losses as a result of bad debt. Now, all you see, all I'm doing is typing in my questions in the Google to give you the answers. You should be doing the same thing. Any question you have, you should be asking Google first. Any excess net capital loss can be carried forward indefinitely. Indefinitely. So, oh, my brothers and sisters, I want y'all to pay attention to this song right here. Y'all know about this town, don't y'all? Stevie! You know what he doing, y'all? Some people say, you know, Stevie ain't blind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's no proof that he isn't blind. Okay? Well, there ain't no proof that he is blind. Well, no, I'm sorry. There is proof that he is blind. He has a reputation. And nobody has challenged that reputation for over 60 years. No one has challenged your reputation for over 60 years. So, by very fact that it has gone unrebutted, you can't rebut it now, not without proof. So if you want to say that Stevie or Ray Charles was not blind, then you need to provide proof. Other than that, those of you who keep spewing that ignorance, you got to keep your mouth shut because you're just talking. Okay, you got to show proof. Don't show me no photo. Don't show me no video. Show me proof. Videos and photos can be doctored. All right, let's get back to our any excess net capital loss can be carried forward indefinitely. So, if you have a large non-business bad debt loss, a large non-business bad debt loss and capital gain that amount to a little or nothing, it can take years to fully deduct the bad debt loss. In addition, losses can't be claimed for partially worthless non-business bad debt. Ladies and gentlemen, so again, the issue here is non-business bad debt. We're not talking about non-business bad debt. Did you see me ask anything about non-business bad debt? We're talking about business bad debt. So, watch this. Let's see. Okay, we're going to copy and we're going to do, because I'm interested in just that statement right there. Yeah, I'm just going to end the sentence that way. You know, I was born by a river, y'all. Y'all know the river, don't y'all? The river called the Little Old Tent. I was watching a show, and that movie talked about how this song came out. It was called, I think it was One Night in Miami or something like that. And I thought it was very well done. All right, now notice, what is this? I'm sorry. I apologize. I need to get rid of the non. That's the, get out of there. Okay, that's the bad part. I forgot to do that. because we don't want to focus on non-business. Bad debt. What losses can you deduct and when? Any excess net capital loss can be carried forward indefinitely. Okay, so that's the same one that talks about non-business, but because I quoted it directly from that, for example, a taxpayer might try to write off a capital contribution to a business entity that underperformed. So if you have a major, see, they keep talking about non-business. Nobody asked about non-business. We specifically said, oh, wait, no, because if I do that, it ain't gonna do. See, they all of them are talking about non-business. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you find that it ain't giving you the answer, see, it probably will say capital gains. It probably wouldn't say business or non-business. It'll probably say capital gain. Okay, because I put it in quotations, yeah, that pulled up the exact same thing about non-business. So it will probably be capital gains. Yeah, because they all are talking about non-business, non-business. So I'll have to probably put capital gain. Okay. Deducting non-business and business bad debt. Now, I specifically said business bad debt. So let's get rid of large. No! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit that one. It's been a long... I did it again, y'all. Because it's a response time. Because I'm running so much. That's what I have to do. I have to wait. A change gonna come, y'all. Cutie pie. Oh, look where it took us. 453. All right. Bad debts. What losses can I deduct? How to claim bad debt loss deductions that will stand up to IRS scrutiny. That's what we want. Do you see what I'm saying, you guys? If you keep doing and going after what you are doing and going after, you will find the answer you're looking for. Okay? How to claim bad debt loss deductions that will stand up to IRS scrutiny. The tax guy has your bad debt loss frequently asked question. How or what can you deduct and when? It can get complicated. I don't want it to get complicated. Bad debt losses are likely to occur in this COVID-19 ravaged economy. Some have already happened. More are surely on their way. This column covers the federal income tax issues frequently asked questions format. Here goes. Why does the IRS look askance at individual bad debt write-offs? Okay, we don't care. What are the tax rules for individual bad debt losses? Losses classified as business bad debt losses. That's what we focus on. And then here's the non-business bad debt losses. That's what you want to understand. What you don't want about bad debt losses suffered by any business. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's called MarketWatch.com. How to claim bad debt loss deductions that will stand up to IRS scrutiny. That's the full title with hyphens between each of the following last words. How to claim bad debt loss deductions that will stand up to IRS scrutiny. It's the name of the article, ladies and gentlemen. So all you got to do is type that in Google, and you'll get right here. The website is MarketWatch.com. Read that. Go over that. Study that. Get that. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go, y'all. Hey, take care of yourselves. As I said yesterday, I am 90.5% of my goal. You'll actually want to make sure you guys understand. I'm not 90.5% of my goal. I said I was only going to 93%. So I have a little bit over 1.5% to get to my goal. So thank you. If you'd like to help contribute to that, underneath this video in the description section. The very first link is the contribution link. Once I reach 93%, that link will go bye-bye. All right, gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that every one of you continue to have a good life. And pay attention. I hope that some of you will do the research into this information and understand how beneficial it is to you. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good life. Have a good time. Have a good bye. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.